Hi, everybody. Okay, so we finished talking about obtaining materials to make them usable. You have your digestive system where you can go and eat, and then you can break down big things like proteins into amino acids or big things like starch into sugars. And then you have that in your digestive system, in your small intestine, and that's got to be then absorbed into your body and brought to where they're needed, the cells. Like you are a walking, talking pile of cells, as we've talked about. Well, it's in your cells that you need nutrients. You need the building blocks and you need the materials for respiration, for energy. So it's like this cell needs the nutrients, not your intestines, they don't need them to sit there. You need those nutrients to somehow get from your intestines up to each and every cell all over your body. How does it get there? Well, that's the next life process. Transport, movement of materials to, from, and within the cells uses the circulatory system, your heart and your blood vessels and your blood. Transport is the movement of materials to, from, and within cells. And so before we get into that, I want to just kind of review what kinds of materials have to get to your cells. So this cell right here, what does it need? Those cells are going to need stuff for energy and growth, right? What material is needed for cell respiration that gives us energy? Glucose, right? We need glucose. So that'll be important to bring to your cells. Well, you've eaten starch and it's sitting in your intestines at the end of digestion. It's your circulatory system that's going to bring it to the cells. And it's small enough now from digestion that it'll fit. What else do we need in our cells besides glucose in order to do cell respiration in those cells? We need oxygen, right? If we don't get oxygen, we are going to end up doing anaerobic respiration, making lactic acid, and not having enough energy to do the things that we do, right? We need oxygen. Well, how does that come into our body? We breathe it in. It's at our lungs. Not doing much good there because it's got to travel to that cell also. So the glucose is coming from your intestine. The oxygen's coming from your lungs. That's your circulatory system carrying both of them. What do you need in those cells if you're going to do hydrolysis? Or if you're concerned about concentrations of different solutes, you're going to need some water. So when you drink water, you bring it from your intestines to all of your cells. Now in your cells, you're doing cell respiration, right? And you brought the glucose and you brought the oxygen to that cell and you're doing cell respiration. What wastes are being made in that very cell? Carbon dioxide, right? And water are building up there. You can't have them sit there. Carbon dioxide, when it combines with water, makes an acid, right? You would turn your cells into acid and then your enzymes would change shape and you wouldn't work anymore, right? So you've got to get rid of that carbon dioxide and that water. So it's your circulatory system that's going to carry it away. Remember, transport is movement to, from, and within cells. So the from is also there. So the carbon dioxide is building up in the cell and your bloodstream comes by and picks it up and brings it to your lungs and you exhale it. So you have carbon dioxide that you have to carry away from your cells. You also have water. So you've got both of those building up. There's also some other things. You break down proteins in your cells. We haven't talked about that at all. But when you break down proteins, remember proteins have nitrogen in them, you make some pretty toxic stuff that is really bad for your cells. For example, ammonia. You may have heard of ammonia. That's the stuff you buy at the grocery store, and you can use it to disinfect, right? Disinfect means kill bacteria, kill cells. In your cells, you are making ammonia when you break down proteins. That kills cells. So you want to get that poison out of there, and you will use your circulatory system to carry those wastes away. And so you have your circulatory system, which is a whole bunch of blood vessels, and you've got your heart and you have blood. And next video, we're going to talk about the blood, which is really critical to understanding how the circulatory system can carry oxygen and glucose from where they come into the body to your cells and how you can get rid of carbon dioxide and water, as well as other metabolic wastes.